Welcome to reality NSFW coverage of Survivor South Africa Season 9 Return of the Outcasts. I'm Jonny Fairplay. That's Karen Kuhlman. That's Tristan Nienaber. And we're here to discuss episodes 13, 14, 15, and 16. It's a big day. Whew. I'm a little.
It was a big week.
I'm a little what? I'm a little weak. This is it's early, but we're still 2 hours behind when we were supposed to start. But let's begin. Episode 13. It's night 19 at the new Salon Tribe, and Felix and Dante are officially dating, and Marion notices that. And what I noticed is lots of improvements to camp. So they built a foundation for them to sleep on, which is always nice. A lot of times on Survivor, we build that ourselves, but apparently in South Africa, they build it for you. I prefer
really.
It's actually quite surprising because they haven't really made one looking as fancy as it did. So I know that they've kind of made up previous camps, but like this was top notch. This looked very comfortable.
It did.
I noticed Nico said this was going to be like the hardest season ever and nothing would be given to you or whatever. But how many bags of rice have they been given? And they are given bags of lentils and apparently a shelter makeover as well.
Hey, I'm for it. I don't need to see people dying to see them play Survivor.
I totally agree with that. I'm all for all this, but it's just funny that he's like, you'll have to work for everything, but by the way, here's a bag of rice.
Yeah. and I feel like the shelter's comparable to the shelter we saw on Australian Survivor All Stars. Whoever won that first.
Actually, I see what you're talking about there.
It's almost identical.
I wonder if they actually got that off it. Now that I'm thinking of it, putting the two together.
It's similar. It's very similar. Yeah, I'm for it. So, biggest thing I noticed, and I am such a proponent for this. So we have a new opening with just the merged tribe. And I feel that every season of Survivor, US, Australia, South Africa, I don't care where you are, I feel like you should have the people pre-merge. They get shown every time until the merge. So like, because US Survivor, they started subtracting you once you got voted out. And it's like, no, you earned your spot. But I feel like you earned your spot until the merge, and then let's do a reset. And then they do after they show the merge tribe, they do a thing called the jury, and holy moly, has every single person hated their picture taken for the like? I mean, they are mean mugging the camera. Like Tony is none too happy, Dino less than thrilled. I mean, like it's just like I'm just like wow, because I'm sure they're like, oh, this is the picture we're going to use to show that you got voted out, and they're like. So
now I can't see the same.
I am so for it. So we began the day 20 with a future life breakfast and 5 bananas.
Oh my! That makes me never want to try future life.
I feel like the 5 bananas was to illustrate that future life sucks alone, and that you need the 5 bananas to make it palatable in any way.
So you get two different types of South Africans in South Africa. You get the people that like future life, and it's basically like a cult, like a CrossFit cult of people that say future life is everything. Like it comes in everything. It comes in oats. It comes in bars. It comes in liquid form. It comes in shakes. It comes in all different types of weird concoctions. And then you get the South Africans who are normal South Africans who actually know that future life, it does not taste good at all. It tastes like water and sand, no matter what flavor it is.
Is future life an MLM?
There is.
is it an MLM? Like, do you have to
No.
become a Future Life ambassador and then you can sell to your friends, or can you just go to the store and get it?
You can go to the store and get it, but I feel like they were pushing that like Herbalife.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think it would have been that if it didn't land up on our shelves. It would have been
or like those tights, those Lululemon, Lolo Rich.
I forget what it was called.
You know what I'm talking about? The tights that's supposedly with the donuts and the flying donuts and tacos and supposedly they stink. There's a good podcast about it called there's a documentary about it called Lulu Rich.
LaRue or something.
Yeah, it's Lulu something. So, but the documentary is Lulu Rich.
Lululemons.
Isn't that like a legit store though?
Yeah, that's the workout thing. They make like the workout mats. That's legit. It's these other things are not. it's an MLM. So anyway, Future Life.
Steffi didn't seem very, very pleased with the Future Life feast.
Yeah. Well, because Tajon took her food. Does Tajon know that he's playing Survivor?
So there's again, this is where it comes into two different things with this guy. Half of the story is that he's so food deprived, which if in anyone's mind, I know how it feels if you haven't eaten properly and you don't know what day it is. So maybe there is a sort of level of delusion that he's going through, that he's not putting two and two together. But I don't know. It seems like Tajon and Kuhlman are kind of having a battle of who's the most delusional.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's either that or no one's giving him any information and he's being pulled through this game. I think he started it off extremely strong, and through the game, I feel like people have given him less information and now he knows nothing and now he's being dragged.
I feel like they're scared to. They're scared he's going to screw it up if they do give him information.
It's like he's got all this power, but they're containing it.
Yeah.
Is that a legitimate fear, do you think? Like, is he going to run and tell everyone everything?
I don't think he's going to run and tell. I think he's going to accidentally tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I don't think he's just like, ooh, I'm going to use this information against you. I think because you see when you give him information, any little kernel of information you give him, he smiles so big. He's like, ooh, I'm in with the plan. And then like, I feel like he like wants to go run tell someone else. And then like, it could potentially be the person that's being blindsided. And he's like, oh, you're not the person I was supposed to tell that. So I think it's just a level of excitement just to get kernels of intel.
Especially when like everyone's on the rocks with each other, because we've got the no bullshit alliance, we've got the full package alliance, and then we've got the little knickknacks in between. Knickknacks is basically like a corn chip in South Africa. So it's like all the little knickknacks on the side. And then it's, I think, Tajon being one of those knickknacks. If you tell him something and it just gets out of hand, it's not gonna run smoothly. So I feel like everyone's keeping it silent, because I think when we make alliances, which these alliances were made early in the game, right? No bullshit alliance, full package was made early in the game. So it's like,
and Tajon exposes the full package alliance, and he's just like, "Hey guys, you're not gonna believe this, but," and they're just like, "Yeah, you're the last one to figure this out." Like you're not, because he goes, "Hey, attention everybody, I've got some tea," and they're like, "Sweetie, that tea was spilled 12 days ago."
It's cold tea. It's iced tea.
Yeah, it's iced tea. The tea is not hot. So I finally got a chance to check out the buffs, because so when we ended last week, it was the merge at Tribal, so it's kind of dark. The buffs are LA Laker colors. I am for that all day long.
Oh, Lakers.
Purple and yellow.
Purple and yellow. Or purple and gold, as they like to say. But yeah.
I think it's so cool that we've got purple. So I think the original ideas was red, blue, yellow. But how I really love, because I thought to myself, like, why yellow and purple? But then it hit me like a ton of bricks when I was lying in bed. I was like, what do you get when you mix blue and red? Yeah, purple.
Lava. as we learned on Australia, they had the blood tribe and the water tribe, and they're like, when you mix blood and water, it's lava, which is purple. And I'm just like, nope. Nope,
makes sense.
That's not so. But they talked themselves into it. So they're like water is like liquid, like, and then blood is. I'm like, oh, that's also like liquid.
It's always lava.
Yeah. So they. The effort was there, but yeah, it's all a lie. So, but I have my salon buff. I should have it next podcast.
Oh, that's fun.
It's supposed to be in America on Monday at Rick Devens, and then it'll be I'm gonna scream at Rick Devens until it gets here. So,
but Dino, if you're watching, I stay very close to you. You know where to drop one off. That I met Jonny, just saying.
You were hanging out with who all were you hanging out with the other day? Steffi, Tony. Yes. Who else?
Phil and it was Tony, Dino, Phil, and Steffi.
Okay, Dino was the other one. Okay, so you were hanging out with him. Well, why didn't you hit him up for one then?
Sorry, say again?
Why didn't you hit him up for a buff then?
Oh, I should have, hey?
Well,
Tony brought her salon buff, and she was wearing it around, and I was like, can I just like hold it for a second? And she was like, it's the one that you wore on the show. And I was like, and I took this big towel from her buff, and she was like, I could smell sunscreen, and that was it. And she was like, yeah, production kind of washed it, so it doesn't smell bad.
Yeah, you're not supposed to wash. Like after Survivor, Thunder D had given me my New Balance shoes. They were actually prototypes, the New Balance shoes I wore on Pearl Islands. And so afterwards, I said I'd put them on eBay and sell them, and he could have the money. And so I got back and I put them in the washing machine and then put them on eBay. And they're just like, why did you wash them? I'm like, because they stunk. And they're just like, it doesn't matter. You're not supposed to wash them.
That is game sweat in your hands.
Oh, sorry, I missed. So I missed the comments earlier. So I guess Mike Bloom and Shannon from RHAP were advisors for this season, and they said they took some elements from Australian Survivor for the season. Okay, cool. All right, well, Mike Bloom and Shannon from RHAP, how about you suggest Jonny Fairplay for a future season and tell him to quadruple the money so that I could do it.
Sounds great.
Oh, and possibly my favorite comment here, because Tony, I don't think is watching live. Tony's jury picture was taken after someone told her she had shitty tattoos. So me and Tony have chatted, for the record.
Oh yeah.
And she said she's getting another tattoo. And I said, please document it on Instagram and at me so I can make fun of it. She called me. I believe she called me an asshole again, but that's okay.
I'm all for it.
Yes. All right. So Tejan took Steffi's food by mistake. Oh well, sorry. So it's slingshot and marbles. Smash 2 plates and grab a basket. This is a twist on what the merge feast and what the merge feast typically is, and what the food auction is when we have it. And I love it. I love something new that incorporates things that we love, but change it up a little bit. Herb, have they ever done anything like this before? Or is this also new to South Africa?
It's pretty new, actually. They've done auctions in Survivor, so I felt like this was merge/auction/challenge that is similar to one of the Australian seasons where they also kind of had to break something in order to like reveal some sort of food or parcel under it. So it was quite nice how they managed to put everything together. I loved it.
Oh wow, LaRue, the showrunner, might be watching this coverage. He's legit. Oh, LaRue, Jonny Fairplay. Quadruple the money, bring me in. You know what? To quadruple the money. Leave the money double. and just pay me extra to come.
If Leroux is watching, hi, I love him. He's one of the best Survivor producers. He's always listening to his fans and he's always interacting, and he's just, I think he knows how, because he's a Survivor fan himself. So I think he knows how much the fire is burning in each and every single Survivor South African, and he's just amazing.
I love it.
I've been telling people that, like, of the three that I've watched, Australian, American, and South African, I think the South African is my favorite because, like, the twists I feel like are reasonable and they usually add something to the game. I think both American and Australian go a little too far in that realm.
Well, I like. I feel like Australia's figured out with it. I feel like there's always a twist to save someone because just based on the number of episodes that they have to produce. And I think they've figured out when to use that twist to protect a player that we don't want to go home.
Yeah, that's one thing. Like, I think in one season, there was like 5 out of the 6 remaining players had already been voted out before and got saved somehow. And I'm just like,
right.
Like, too much.
Because it's just like, I'm like, I don't want Shawnee to go. And it's like, don't worry, Shawnee's not going to go. I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. Smart. Mm-hmm. So Arjun says they did this in 2 seasons of Australian Survivor Brains versus Brawl and a Chance vs. Contenders 2. Not exactly like this. I think they just had a food auction. I mean, like you had to, it was just a food auction. It wasn't you use a slingshot to break a plate and pick the first plate. They did not do.
I don't think it was exactly the same, but I see where he's coming from.
Yeah. So, but I loved it. Steffi is one of the first, and I believe she's second, but she's one of the first, and chooses the biggest covered basket. Steffi,
come on, take the breakfast.
there's one thing you should know on food challenge baskets. The biggest basket has the worst thing. Always. It's the rule. So yeah, she should have gone with the sure thing, taking the breakfast. So she was not too, like, she was 0 for 2 for the day when it comes to food.
She was actually
0 for 3 because then she gets Chinese takeout and she doesn't get that either.
Oh no.
She was actually telling me how excited she was that she managed to get that pick, and then as soon as she opened it up and saw that it was like the bare minimum, they didn't show it in the edits as much, but she was not for it. And I wish they could have just, like, for a little bit of humor, just thrown in a bit more of unhappy Steffi.
Oh no! If you caught a shot of her, I mean, she just had a look of disgust and anger and sadness. And
did she cry?
Yeah, she went through every stage of emotion. I'm just like, wow. At first I think it was denial. She was just like, oh, because underneath this rice is going to be a filet mignon, right? It's like, oh no, wait, no, there's not.
Or a cake.
Yeah, I wish it had been Future Life.
Oh no, that would have been worse.
I don't think they wanted to show someone just completely shitting on the sponsor because they're like, oh, Future Life sucks.
There's only so much Future Life you can have.
Oh yeah. So apparently there's not as Steffi doesn't get as much because thanks to Tayshaun. So Dino gets a pouch. It's a save the date and day 32 to the outpost, and then everyone is trying to slingshot their plates, and no one is helping Tony. And then Dino, the sweetheart that he is, he goes and helps Tony along with 3 others to follow, and Meryl gets the outsurance token, and Tony gets an egg for all of her trouble. Phil got a key with feathers, and when he gets back to camp, he discovers that it's a key to an ice chest with ice cold beers and sodas.
So in this episode, I was actually at Dino's place watching this, and usually when these sort of challenges pop up, I think it's a car. So I kept saying, Dino, I wonder if someone wins a car. Busy watching this episode. Obviously, it's the one that's live on TV. And I'm like, I wonder if someone wins a car this season. Because, I mean, it is a returnee season. He's like, I don't know. And I was like, maybe the key is the car. Maybe Phil's won the car, or Outsurance is going to have car insurance for you. I don't know, somewhere along the line. And it was, we'll get to it a little bit later on in the pod.
Was Dino hiding the car in his driveway? Like,
was the car there now?
I was so oblivious. I didn't even look.
Oh, you don't know. I think
go suss out now, though.
I think on the US you don't get it until the episode airs. I think.
Yeah.
Maybe they're gonna wait for the finale. Maybe they've got something planned.
Yeah, so that's how like once the episode airs, you can go get it. So because Burton won the car on Pro Islands, and it was the GMC Envoy, and he didn't want it, and so he was just like, can I use the value of that towards something else? And so he ended up getting an H3, Hummer H3, which I thought was cool because I didn't know that at that time I didn't know that they had made the female version of the Hummer, and so it was cute that Burton got it. That's a dig at Burton. Driving a ladies Hummer. So I like this. I thought this was fun. As I said, it's this. I thought it was a lot better than just having the merge feast. Like out there, you love the merge feast, and other than people having messy faces, there's not a lot to the merge feast. So this is like that, and I love the food auction. So if Jeff Probst feels that the food auction's played out, I don't. And so if you want to do something different, this is it. So Probst, if you're watching, pay attention. Give us this.
Yeah, I think it's a great compromise.
Yep. So Dante wants Tony out. All right. Dante, you also want Dino out. So pick someone. So I did get these because I tried to wish it into existence last week that I wanted Dino and Dante to join forces because Dante has he's been going after Dino for 2 weeks, and Dino hasn't gone. So these numbers that you think you have, you obviously don't, because the same plan you've tried for 2 solid weeks is not working. So maybe just work with this guy. So Dino explains, holy moly, did he try? So he goes to Dino. He goes, look, I know you don't like me. I know you want to get rid of me. He goes, but I feel like it would benefit us both if we work together. So here's the deal. I know you want to win some challenge competitions. I know you want to win some nexuses. I know you want to win some rewards. He goes, I know you want to lead this a challenge beast. I will give you half my food so that you have that much more power and energy going into challenge. He goes, no, I don't. I do not want to work with you. And he's like, okay. He goes, I do skydiving. And he goes, and when we skydive, the biggest thing, the biggest obstacle that a lot of people face is when they jump out, they focus on an object, and they're so focused on that object, they forget to pull the cord for their parachute, and they die. They're like, that's you staring at me. So instead of me, look at the game and pull the cord so you don't die. I'm here for you. I'm letting you know that your tunnel vision is gonna be your downfall. I'm here to help you. I'm here to work with you to open up your eyes. Dante goes, no.
He's not having him.
So right before the merge, Dante shows Dino his idol. And he goes, that's great that you showed me that. However, I know that that's the idol that had to be given to the other tribe. I know it's ineffective. It will not work. You cannot use it. However, just to show you that I'm willing to work with you, and let's please put all this aside and work together. I'm not going to tell anyone. I'm just going to tell people that I saw it and I know it's legit. Now, can we work together? No.
I was saying earlier in the week that I think the only way Dante survives this week is if he teams up with Dino.
That's it.
And it would be great.
He could have pulled the cord on the parachute.
Yep. And every confessional Dante was in, it's like we could have played a drinking game of shots lined up with tequila to say every time Dante says, Dino, take a shot. By the end of that episode, you'd be sleeping.
I mean, like, I was just like, wow, like, and how sweet of Dino to be like, look, I know you hate my guts, but like this is gonna end badly for at least one of us, potentially both of us. Let's just go past this. No. Oh well.
Well.
So in addition to Dino, Dante wants Tony out. We see Steffi's playing both sides, which I feel like the edit was kind of show her in a bad way there, and I'm just like, no, keep your options open because you don't know what the dynamic's going to be once all these people are together. Like, we've seen different maturations of the tribes, when they first started, and then with the swap and stuff. However, this many people all together under one roof, there's like, maybe Tajon snores, maybe Killarney wants to talk to you and you have to talk back to her. Like, there's all kinds of variables that you don't know. So if you're Steffi, it's just like, hey, like, I got along great with the full package, but maybe the full package plus one doesn't work. So as I said, keeping your options open, I don't think makes you two-faced, right? It's just like, let's just give me a couple of days and then I'll decide. Like, I don't feel like, she was betraying everyone. Even
no,
though
I agree. I mean,
the way that you narrated this with Tejan and Kilani, I'm laughing because I'm picturing Steffi lying in that merge shelter with Kilani on this side saying, I think it's time to vote out Pinty. And then you got Tejan on this side that's snoring. Steffi's just in the middle, like, oh no.
Yes, but both of them are making just as much sense. So, all right.
Also, being in the middle gives you all the information, and information is power. Like, of course, you want that.
Yeah, no, I thought at this point she's playing a great social game. So we see with the merge we have the No BS Alliance is here, and they're still together. So I'm a little worried about Felix. Like, is Felix gonna be the first victim of the No BS Alliance, or is Felix gonna be Dino's downfall?
I guess that is yet to be determined. But the preview made us like think that Felix is in trouble.
Yeah, but those are usually red herrings.
Right. So
but I don't know. We'll see. Dino doesn't think Tony has the numbers that she thinks she has. Dino, you are correct, sir. She has.
Yeah. I was just loving how Dino was like reading the situation like spot on.
Yeah, he was just like, he goes, hey, I like her. I want to work with her, but I don't think she has anyone because everyone I've talked to says they're writing her name down. So yeah, but Tony has a very strong alliance of one. It's time for individual immunity, and it is the individual immunity necklace is crystals with wood, and I thought it was a good enough immunity necklace. So there's some I like more than others, and I think this is on the higher end of ones that I like. So some of them are just too much, and it's just like, stop it. So, and then the sword, the stupid sword in Australian All-Stars. So I hated that.
I felt like this immunity necklace, it kind of gave me like Game of Thrones vibes. I don't know what Game of Thrones is.
Yep.
Those shards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So good timing because we got House of the Dragon coming up next week. So this immunity is for you hold a rope on a tilted platform on your tippy toes, apparently, and we begin, and Phil starts peeing.
Like my first thought is like, what? Like, there's time before the challenge starts.
Plenty of time. Well, I mean, it's one of the, I can take like so I do professional wrestling, and like I know when my match is gonna come, and I have plenty of time to do whatever. The second my music hits, I'm like, I gotta pee every time. Like, and every wrestler will tell you the exact same thing, that as soon as their music hits, I gotta pee. So, yeah.
So how is that? Have you ever made a mistake?
No. There's some wrestlers that have pooped themselves in the match.
Oh.
Wow. So Phil did one of those jobs, but at least it was the number one, not number two.
So, yep.
I mean, I'm here for the entertainment value of it, so.
I mean, who else has peed themselves in Survivor South Africa? No one. I think Phil is the first person to pee himself. So,
well, he puts out. according to the shirt.
Now we know what he puts it out with.
Yeah, now we know. So I thought they got new outfits because Steffi is rocking a real cute like bikini deal. It's probably like the most attractive outfit out there. And apparently after talking with Dino, Steffi's had that the entire time. It's just been too cold. So I was like,
Isn't she like a swimsuit model?
She used to be in a pageant quite a while back, so she's got that in her.
Sweet.
Swimwear is definitely one of the categories she knows how to rock, and she's still proving it even today.
Oh yeah, she's hot. So Phil wins and rinses. And we learned that Dad bod Phil is quite proud of himself, and I'm proud for him. Way to go, Dad.
I thought it was an exciting win. I love just when you see like the genuine excitement. It's contagious. I like it.
Yeah. So he's so likable. So because like Dino is just like, who are you rooting for? I'm just like, well, I mean, I like you and and I like Marion. but I feel like you have to be heartless not to like Dino and Marion. I mean, they're giving you all the reasons to root for them, and I see why you would and I like the bad guys, and I still see why you would root for them, and I do root for them. But I was like, my favorite is Phil. And he was like, I can see that. And he was just like, who do you not like? I was like, oh, Killarney, Tasia, Dante.
Nice people.
So I was just like, you ain't got time for me to tell you. But I mean, I think it's a great cast. So
I'm liking Felix's confessionals too.
Yeah, Felix is fun. As I said, I'm just scared how this Felix thing is going to work out. I feel like it's either going to be like, I don't like what's going to happen to Felix, or Felix is going to be the one to screw over.
I kind of like his strategy though, of just sitting back and watching people fight each other. Like, I think that's a great strategy.
Oh yeah. He's good. Yeah. He's good. So I like him, but I just like, I mean, I feel like there's a pecking order. And so I'm Team Phil.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll go with you.
We get back. We get back to the camp. Tajon finds an idol in the tree. I'm like, ugh. And it's good till final 6. Don't worry, this thing will burn a hole in Tajon's pocket. So Steffi sees Tajon as a flip flopper. You are correct. And Shane informs us that he wants Dante or Meryl, and I'm like, Shane, you don't get to decide ever. I do have some Shane gossip, but I'm gonna keep it to myself. So I will say this: he's overrated. So Steffi tells the full package that Tony is the vote, and I'm like, okay, let's see. And Tajon's just like, I'm playing the idol. I don't care what happens. I have this idol. I heard more than one name, and that scares me because no one's ever talked to me this far into the game.
Although I don't think that he was wrong to play it, because he was thinking he was working with Dino and Phil and Felix, and all of them voted for him, and he could tell there was something off there.
Yeah.
And they were voting for him. So
yeah,
I think it was the right play to play the idol personally, especially if you're getting that read off of them. And there's no way to predict, like, maybe, I don't know, maybe there's a way to predict.
It doesn't appear as though idols are that hard to find. And as we learned, Tajon's the only one really looking for them. So, and everyone knows he's out there looking for them.
I think everyone looks. I think just no one finds. I think it's
Well, I mean, they said that Taejon's waking. He's the first person to wake up, and he's immediately on the idol search and stuff like that. So, I mean, if you do that, the likelihood of you finding an idol over someone who's still asleep is vastly improved.
Right.
I see Darian says here Steffi was Miss Namibia in 2015.
Ooh. I gotta check, see if she has any.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Any leaks.
So you can see how she looked in swimsuits in 2015.
Hold on.
And then I see some Arjun says it could have been Biostrath. I'm guessing that's instead of the Future Life to have Biostrath. So Biostrath in South Africa is basically like it tastes like cough syrup, but it's just like a little boost of energy. It kind of just actually not cough syrup. It tastes like vitamins.
Okay, so
Doesn't
we call them
sound good.
vitamins here. So
they actually used to be a sponsor of South African Survivor, and then they stopped.
Well, I mean, because they brought on the super popular Future Life. They didn't even. So Taejon plays the idol, and Tony is voted out. And shockingly, Tony, I know you're watching. I'm sad. I was just like, I finally got to like Tony, and then Tony goes home. So there we go. Tony and your horrible.
Lots of love, Tony.
So
yeah, R.I.P.
Tony is the first person on our jury, so that means we get to see her each week, or each night, 4 nights a week. And Tony looking cute over there on the jury. So keep it up.
I think she's gonna bring it in Final Tribal too. So
oh yes, she is.
I'm excited for that. I'm glad she made jury at least.
She promised.
Sorry, Johnny, go ahead.
She promised Dante her vote at the end, and I'm just like, did she mean that, or did she say that just to throw Dante under the bus? It's just like, hey, you guys keep Dante. That's like
I felt like it was an under the bus comment. Like
I felt like it was a bit of both. I think Tony thought she knew where the votes were going, and because more votes were on Tony, she didn't know exactly who voted for it. Could have been anyone blindsiding her. So I felt that maybe in that time, in that frame, as you were voted out, you obviously know, Johnny, you get like emotion. You have all these emotions. You don't know who voted for you yet because you don't know how it's playing.
Sure.
But you're just angry, and you're angry at the people that you think in your head, you probably think it was the people that you were whispering stuff with to say that this is who we should vote for. And then they'll end up voting for you.
Yeah.
So I think anger.
She pointed, Arjun said she pointed in her exit interview that she wanted to paint a target on Dante. Way to go. Thanks. See, you did something great at the end.
Yeah, and then obviously the second Arjun beat me to the half point of my story, but after all that anger, I'm sure she obviously didn't want Dante to stay in the game longer. Therefore, she paints this big target to say, "Hey guys, I'm voting for Dante as the winner." So, I mean, it's double the prize money. So it's 2 million rand. And if I was sitting there and I knew Tony's already the first member of the jury getting Dante's vote, I would want to get Dante out.
Yeah. So and the best is like when Dante gets voted out. He goes, oh, not only did I get voted out, I'm there with Tony.
That was great.
And then Marion was even like, well, at least Dante can keep Tony company for the next couple of
Do we have Ponderosa videos of just Dante and Tony?
Did
they do a Ponderosa?
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
They're actually very happy with each other. Tony made Dante breakfast. It was very nice of Tony.
Oh.
And he seems
I would
more
have
relaxed.
pictured Dante just being like in the corner, not saying anything.
Yeah.
I think maybe after he's had food.
I'll check it out.
Yeah. I'll search for that. All right. So episode 14, it's night 21. Hectic tribal for Taejon. Why? Because he had no idea what was going on as usual. And we by seeing excuse me. By seeing the votes, we realized that the Breakfast Club and the full package still have the numbers. Oh, come on, no BS. Oh, wait, they do make a rally, don't worry. Okay, so new opening, this time with the jury, and there's Tony. Yay. Marion wants Dante out, and I'm like, I'm for this. Let's make this happen. So, We then see Felix holding Dante like Lockie would hold Brooke on Australian Survivor All Stars. I told him, so we're covering Australian Survivor All Stars on the Patreon. I think we're on episode 6 right now, and we see it starts with Lockie holding Brooke. He's just like, she's great. I mean, like she's beautiful and she's smart, and I just love holding her. And I mean, and like you walk past. I mean, like they are lovingly. I mean, like like if he's got a little bit of wood going, like he's inside her. I mean, like, he is that close. And I told Matt, I was just like, if we ever do a Survivor together, like whatever. However it works out, we're on a season together. I'm like, I'm just gonna hold you like that. Like we're just sitting at camp, and everybody's just sitting. I'm just gonna go and just hold, and like I'm just like, oh no. Like we're in an alliance, and I really like to hold Matt awkwardly like this. This is our thing. Don't make it weird, everybody. I'm just gonna do this, and no one say anything, please.
So how do we rank Dante and Felix in regards to showmances?
It's up there. So, but that the way it was very, very much like Lockie and Brooke. So
I feel like editing wise, they could have made that like a little funnier and done more of like a feature on the showmance.
We kind of just relied on Marion's confessional to tell us, oh, they're in a relationship.
Yeah, like I mean, like what's called Australian Survivor. They like to start episodes with like 90 seconds or 2 minutes of something fun at camp. Like this could have been that, like like them. It's just like get a room, guy. Like you just go to confessional after confessional after confessional of, it's just like I wonder if I'll be invited to the wedding. Like they seem to really like each other. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's like.
Well, if their confessionals matched each other, so if Felix is busy saying, I had a conversation with Dante and we spoke about X, Y, and Z, and then they showed Dante's confessionals and say, I had a confession, I had a conversation with Felix, and he says this, and I agree with him. He's so cool. And then we go back to Felix's confessional to say, Dante is amazing.
Yes.
Did they show? So I know Steffi was like talking about Dante. And she mentioned him walking, like telling him to stop walking around shirtless, like holding a machete. Like, did we get a good like clip of that? Because I want to see more of that with ominous music. Like,
yes. No, I feel that South African Survivor takes itself a little too serious sometimes. When the humor's there for the taking, and they're basically like, here, you take what you want from the humor. We're not going to make it humor. So I think they could do a little better there. Like it's okay, guys. Like, if they're having fun, you can have fun presenting it. So,
I agree with you. I think I'm so while you're busy saying that, I'm thinking of past seasons of what was really funny, and the things that happened in past seasons that were really funny. They didn't on purposely make it funny for the viewers. You
don't get like the ha-ha music in the back, like, hey, pay attention to the scoring. This is when you're supposed to feel lighthearted, like on Pearl Islands, like the Morgan tribe, like they were starving to, like, you had this desolate music, and then you go over to the Drake tribe, and it's this party music, and I'm dancing. It's just like, oh, here's the good time crew right here.
Yeah.
Whereas this is just, here's the music for Survivor. That's it. So you pick and choose whether you want to be happy or sad. But all right, so let's see. Dante believes it's going to be more voting blocks and alliances, and it's time for Chinese takeout and immunity. And it's a locks puzzle, and it's kind of anticlimactic, to be honest with you. But Meryl wins, which pretty kind of sort of seals her fate, but we'll get there. So Meryl chooses Phil, Dino, and Steffi since they didn't get food at the last reward except for the rice that Steffi got that she was not too happy about. And I thought this was a very diplomatic way to choose people. She was just like, this is who I want to talk to anyway, but I have an out because they didn't get food. And I'm like, boom, perfect. So, but of course, well, she explains that she really wanted to talk to Phil and Dino, and Steffi is always hungry. But once we get there, it's a moral dilemma. And Jericho loves these. They're his favorite because that means cookies. But for everyone else, that means blankets or Chinese takeout. And Meryl explains she's a mama bear, so they're going with blankets. And I think that was the right move because apparently it's cold as shit there.
I was thinking, like, at first I was like, well, of course I'd take the food, but then I didn't realize how cold it probably was there. And I feel like production probably felt bad for them and was like, we need to give them blankets, but we can't just give them blankets.
Because they're not, because it's the toughest season ever and they're not giving them anything.
Right.
So it's like, let's fake give you Chinese takeout. So, and for the record, the Chinese takeout for if you get chicken and vegetables, like the vegetables are like water chestnuts and like the little baby corn and the snap peas. Like Nico was just like, it's your favorite Chinese takeout. It's chicken with onions, green peppers, and I'm just like, we don't. That's not Chinese takeout. That's.
I thought it was weird when he said, "And what's Chinese takeout without sweet soy sauce?" I'm like, what is? Who does that?
Is the Chinese takeouts not like sweet in the US?
Well, the sauces itself are already sweet, so you wouldn't need to add.
Yeah, well,
soy depends what you get though.
Soy sauce is like salt based.
It's not sweet.
It's not sweet, and there's like sweet and sour sauce or duck sauce, which are sweet, and then I prefer soy and sriracha, which is hot.
Yeah, the only sweet soy sauce I've ever experienced is in Chile at sushi places. They have a like thicker, it's like syrupy kind of.
It's kind of very similar. So Chinese takeouts in South Africa has got that sweet chili kind of sauce. So maybe that was the variety that they had there. So it was kind of sweet, overpoweringly instead of salty. So
I would hate it.
Chinese takeaway.
Yuck. Give me the blanket.
That's why they chose the blanket. They could see the sauce. They were like, nah.
Yes. So they get the blankets. Dante offers an alliance with Taejon if and only if he writes down Dino, and he says this in a very mean way. And Shane doesn't like it. And this is one of Shane's only correct reads this season. So that's good. Low budget Sean Connery. I nailed it at the beginning. So,
did Dante act like that in his first season? Was he like telling people what to do?
Talking at them and not with them.
He's quite like a rugby player. I see Dante as that. Where when you go for challenges, he's always go, and he's angry and he's throwing everything out there. And back at camp when things don't go his way, he's kind of aggressive. But I think Dante is an amazing person. I think he's an introvert, so it's like he's a good person up to a certain point, and once you've gotten past that point, he just becomes how we see him on TV.
Yeah, that's the read I get on him. Like I feel like he would be good one-on-one.
Yeah, he's at his breaking point with every single person out there. Meryl has discovered that she can't be free with Dante still in the game. I get that, and I don't get that. So, like, I feel like she could. She doesn't have to get rid of Dante to separate herself. I think she could just say, "Hey, it's the merge. Let's do our own thing." Like, because it could potentially work against us if people see us as a pair. So, but instead it's just like, oh, it's just easier to backstab him. And
were they even really a pair? Like I wasn't getting anything.
I didn't get that vibe either.
That really made them seem any more close. I mean, if you're looking at pairs, like look at look at Felix and Dante.
I think Shane saw them as a pair, or
Marion and Shane.
And I think Shane has
Dino and Phil.
I think Shane has a bad read on pretty much everything. So it's just like, oh well, Meryl and Dante. Just like, huh? Well, they were standing beside each other at the challenge when production placed them in an order. Like last time at Tribal, they were sitting beside each other. It's like, yeah, they placed you.
They were a pair in their first season,
actually,
apparently.
Yeah, I was actually just about to say that. So Meryl and Dante were very close in their season, and then Shane and Marion were obviously close in their season.
So,
I just feel like it's a bad argument when you have so many other pairs going around that it's like, I don't know.
But we don't see them as a pair at all. Like basically, we the only conversations we've seen with Meryl and Dante is Dante going, "I want Dino gone," and Meryl goes, "Oh, maybe next time, not this one."
Yeah.
And that's it.
Poor Dante. I could feel his frustration. He's like, nobody's listening to me, but tunnel vision.
Yes.
And then you can actually see that in his confessional. He actually got so angry. He was like, "I'm the Messiah." I was like, "Ooh."
Yeah. Yep. So Meryl explains. Meryl explains to everyone on the reward that she wants Dante out, and Dino's like, "I really want to believe what everyone's saying here. Like they're saying everything I want to hear, but are they just saying that because if they believe it, that's great. But why are they just saying all of my thoughts out loud?" So yes, if you will it into existence. So anyway, it's fortune cookies for all. I knew for a fact that there was going to be something in these stupid fortune cookies. And of course it is. It's an Outpost visit. And Meryl gets it. And Marion does not like that. Ooh. That's
Which is
it.
weird, right? Because I mean, full package
for life.
Right. I thought they were like super tight, but
yeah, they were going to adopt a kid together when they got out of this thing. So they're going to live together like Three's Company. It's going to be great.
I mean, that goes back to like oftentimes if you have a pair and one starts to outshine the other, that's when the other one gets jealous and is like,
That's it. So no, Piper.
So that's Marion.
Piper asked all. She was just like, "Can I have two people come over for a sleepover?" And I go, "Nope. You can have one because every time there's three, one person isn't happy every time." She's like, "No, not this time." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. It is this time. It's always this time." so yes. So it's here where Dante explains he's been trying to get out Dino for 2 weeks straight. It's like, stop.
Maybe come up with another plan. It doesn't seem to be working.
By this time of the episode, I've been playing that drinking game wherever Dante says Dino. I'm already sitting looking at the TV like this. Did he say Dino? Let's just rewind that quickly. Oh, he did. Okay, another shot.
Drink. So Steffi wants Dante and Taejon out so she can be the only challenge beast. I like that. Dino still wants to believe Steffi, but his brain is saying, "You're in danger." Don't believe her. So Meryl goes to Outpost and gives up her vote and gets a 50-50 coin. And she does a pretty good job of explaining it. But at the same time, you got to think that she got something. And she did. And she tells Marion, who is the last person she should have told. So Shane explains that it hurts him to vote Dante, but he knows he's a big threat. And he'll be the target the next 2 votes. I'm like, okay. Dino goes to Tribal with the toothpick. And for those of you that don't know, the toothpick, I think, was first started by Wendell. And the tradition carried on by Nick Wilson. And then Dirty Harry does the toothpick on Australian Survivor. And he's asked by, I can't remember, maybe Daisy. I think it's Daisy. Someone asked, they're like, "What's the deal with the toothpick?" And he says, it's a badasses in Survivor have the toothpick. And they're like who? And he goes, Wendell and Nick Wilson. And they go, "Who's Nick Wilson?" He goes, "He won his season, David versus Goliath." And so yes, so Dino has joined the Toothpick Society. If I were to ever go back, I would do the toothpick in honor of all three of them. And well, now
where are they getting toothpicks from?
You just grab a little piece of wood.
Gotcha. I'm like thinking actual toothpicks.
Yeah, no. You just put a
provided by production just in case they want to look extra cool.
Yeah, I have a Dirty Harry t-shirt available on at JohnnyFairplay.com, and it's like the silhouette of him with the toothpick.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So let's see. We then see it's time for tribal. Tony cleans up well. See, Tony, I can say nice things too. Maybe learn from me.
I like Tony's facial expressions on the sitting on the jury.
So this tribal is great because it is literally killing Dante for Dino to go. And sorry, Dante, you're the second member of our jury, and still not much on personality.
Did you see how Dino was like? He was so scared though. He was literally sitting there while they were reading the votes, like, it's me.
Yep. Grabs his bag. I mean, just Matt, like he's just like, I'm not even gonna let you finish reading the votes. I'm just leaving.
I will say Dino has done a great job of controlling his paranoia because, like, you can see in his confessionals that it's there, but he's not freaking out at camp, which is what he needs to do, is not freak out.
So, and with that, it's time for a word from our sponsors. We're all trying to eat better, but healthy breakfast doesn't have to be boring. Magic Spoon has the amazing flavors you love, but without all the bad stuff. And it's amazing as a midnight snack right before bed.
0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and only 4 net grams of carbs in each serving. That's only 140 calories per serving.
It's keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, and low-carb. And build your own box. Available flavors to build your very own custom bundle are cocoa, fruity, frosted, peanut butter, blueberry, cinnamon, cookies and cream, and my favorite, maple waffle. Now, Magic Spoon recently brought back their 2 super popular flavors, cookies and cream and maple waffle. Thank goodness. But they're back permanently. And when these flavors were first introduced for a limited time, they sold out extremely quickly. Now, I'm here to let you know you can get them again or try them for the first time. Why? Because they're delicious and indulgent.
Johnny, Magic Spoon has so many great flavors that I really enjoy, and even my kids enjoy them. We have the cocoa, fruity frosted, peanut butter. All these are really great combinations. They enjoy waking up in the morning and getting some Magic Spoon right off to start their day great before they head off to school. I think everybody listening should give Magic Spoon a try, or if you've tried them already, it's time to reorder. Let's get you some more Magic Spoon and get your day started right.
Hey, when I finish a podcast late at night, the first thing I'm thinking is not sleep. It's let me grab a delicious bowl of Magic Spoon before I go to bed.
So go to magicspoon.com/survivor to grab a custom bundle of cereal and try it today. And be sure to use our promo code survivor at checkout to save $5 off your order. And Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Remember to get your next delicious bowl of guilt-free cereal at magicspoon.com/survivor and use the code SURVIVOR to save $5 off. Thank you, Magic Spoon, for sponsoring this podcast.
Thanks for sticking with us through the ad break. Don't forget, for more exclusive Reality NSFW content, visit adfreeNSFW.com.
This episode of Reality NSFW is sponsored by Blue Chew. Say it with us, Blue Chew. Blue Chew is making waves and bringing more confidence to the bedroom by offering chewable tablets that can help men get stronger and longer lasting erections. That's right, we're giving away super hard dicks.
Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable form and at a fraction of the cost. Blue Chew's tablets help men achieve harder, stronger erections to combat all forms of ED.
Blue Chew is an online prescription service, so no visits to the doctor offices, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. And it ships right to your door in a discreet package. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. And the best part, it's all done online.
Blue Chew's licensed medical providers work with you to find the right ingredient and strength for your prescription. Don't like swallowing pills? No problem here. Blue Chew's sildenafil and tadalafil tablets are chewable. Blue Chew's tablets are made in the USA and they prepare and ship direct, so it's cheaper than a pharmacy.
Hey, if you're looking to give that immunity idol to someone, or you don't want to be voted out of a crater, don't worry, Blue Chew's got you covered. So if you could benefit from extra confidence when it's time to perform, visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information.
And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use promo code SURVIVOR at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's Blue Chew, BlueChew.com, promo code SURVIVOR to receive your first month free. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast.
Hey.
Gets me every time, Blue Chew.
Oh my God. I had a Blue Chew sundae. It was amazing.
Sunday. See, you just need to have like 2 pills and you're good to go. And you had a smoothie.
So I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. And Marion, I know you're watching. I think Marion is rocking these shoes on this season.
Which ones are those?
These are Air Jordan 1s. These are my girlfriend's. I got these. Where did I get your shoes? Was it your birthday? Yes, I got them for her birthday. They're awesome.
They're nice.
But I think these are the shoes that Marian's wearing. So let me know. But if so, you have excellent taste, because I, of course, have excellent taste. All right. So episode 15. Felix won't let the Dante vote disrupt his game. Good. Get back to the No BS alliance and leave all this other crap alone. Killarney is ready to make a move against Steffi because she has the most power. And Shane correctly, for the first time, explains that Meryl has the most power. And Killarney goes ahead and agrees with that, too.
I feel like Killarney is right, though. Earlier in the week, I was like, they need to get rid of Steffi because she's like positioned herself the best socially. She has alliances with everybody, and if she gets to the end, she's definitely winning.
Well, I mean, and then she could easily go on a challenge run as well.
That too.
Yeah. So I think they're both. I think I like Steffi more than Meryl personally. I mean, I just like her as a character. So and I spoke with Dante about it, or not. Dino about it. But Steffi was the right move. So as dangerous at with all the stuff that Meryl has, like, she doesn't strike me as a dangerous player, and we learned that she's not.
And there's still time to get her out.
Yeah.
So whereas Stephanie could go on a run, like.
Yep. So, well,
I feel
anyway,
like with Steffi hitting into merge, not only is she strong, but she's also super strategic, because I think that challenge, I don't know if you guys felt it as well, that had Steffi's name written all over it. And for Phil, like, as much as I love Phil, do you think that he's really that strong to outwit Steffi's endurance? I think
No, I was surprised. I thought when they first showed it, I was like, well, Steffi's winning this.
Yeah, and obviously at the end when it became either Steffi's or Phil's, I was like, when I looked at Steffi's face, I looked at Phil's face, Steffi seemed more comfortable, and then all of a sudden she just let go. So
yeah, and Phil was just screaming. Like,
I feel Steffi played that down. So she could have won an immunity right from the get-go, but I think because she's also strategic, that made her even more of a threat to not.
Yeah, you don't want to come out of the gates, just like, hey, guess what? The champ is here. And just like, no.
Unless your name is Chappies and you know that you can win every single episode. So basically, Chappies in his season won immunities from time it got to merge. And everyone's confessionals was, as soon as Chappies doesn't win an immunity, we'll vote him out. And that didn't happen.
Wow. There we go. So it's time for immunity and the car reward. That's right. spin the ball in the wheel, go down a beam. Then the first 6 go to the table maze, and then the first 3 from there do the snake maze. And it's for a new car. That's right, the new XUV 300.
Whatever that is.
Whatever that is that we do not have here in America.
Right.
And the whole time I was sitting and thinking to myself, I was literally sitting in Dino's apartment saying, I think someone's going to win a car this season.
Yeah, and it was right there, potentially in his driveway, but we don't know.
Made me look like a fool.
Yeah, I'm sure he was giggling on the inside.
I'm sure he was.
Yes. So not only do you win the new XUV 300, you also get tapas and wine on the coast. Can't do that in the U.S.
Really?
Yep. Burton won the Envoy on Pearl Islands, and they were not allowed to give us alcohol because that promotes drinking and driving.
Crazy. That is crazy.
Yep.
Did they drive? I didn't even notice. Were they driving the car to the reward?
They drove the car to the reward.
Did they drive it back?
They didn't show them drive it back, but they didn't show me and Burton drive back either. And we didn't.
and it's kind of like you would know in your head how the car got there. How does it get back?
Yep. So, but yeah, they didn't show us, but just the implication of us drinking. And so we could not, and we spent the night in the back of it. Didn't matter. Could not have alcohol.
And I see Darian says, finally a reward that you can appreciate. It's not like the Lotto Star wheel where you get boiled eggs. You actually
oh my God, yes. The fucking Lotto Star wheel. That's the worst. All right. Let's see. Felix out in 1 second. And oh my God, he's desperate. He does not he was just like, I had a chance to win a car, and 1 second later, I did not have a chance to win a car.
Yeah. That must be hard.
Felix has been the first out in more than one challenge as well.
Yes. And
Marion, not a challenge beast.
Marion soon afterwards, and I think this was good for Marion to go out early and not win. Marion wins this car. She's next voted out of this game.
Very true.
Because she's got a great story going into the final jury. She's played an amazing. I mean, we see a moment later with Dino and her, crying on the beach together, and he was just like, you are the ambassador I would want as a winner of the season. So, and he ain't saying that to anybody else. So yeah. So no, I think this could have. I don't feel like this hurt Dino. However, there is the curse of the car, and the curse of the car is real. So that may have hurt him, just the curse of it all. But I don't feel like him winning it was the worst thing, because he's got he explains 2016 he sold off all of his assets, hasn't had a car since, and I'm just like, well, give this guy a car.
Yeah, I thought that was nice. I was like, I like when people need things and appreciate them, because that's one thing I don't like about American Survivor. In Australian Survivors, they cast a lot of rich people, and I'm like, they don't need any of this.
Yeah. So
I think they cast them because they're rich and they know what it is to have all their luxuries. That's why when it gets taken away from them, they're more bratty, and it makes better TV, right?
I like where winning Survivor or winning a car changes your life in some way. That's what I like.
And I can only imagine how Dino really felt, because you're on that island. I know when I've had a bad day, when I'm not getting enough sleep, when I'm not getting enough food, and there's only Future Life in my cupboard, and I don't want to eat the Future Life.
Who wants Future Life?
I feel miserable, and everything that happened in your life comes to you, but worse. And this pulling on Dino's heartstrings with his assets being taken, his car, he doesn't have a car. You can see it in his confessional. He's trying to fight back those tears, but it's at that stage when you're so emotional, it just comes out. And I was sitting in my lounge, and I'm sitting there crying while I'm eating food, watching this guy struggle on an island without a car. It really made me feel for him, and I was really rooting for him to get this win.
While you were eating your future life.
No, that's still in the cupboard from 2016.
I will say this, and Dino, I know you're watching. Dino owns an escape room place, right?
It's amazing.
Those are like $40 a person to go to one of those things. Dino could buy so many cars right now.
I have a feeling it's not $40 a person in South Africa, though.
I bet it's not cheap.
Oh, look.
Oh, we're gonna, Tristan's gonna find out. So, Tejan had a huge lead, and poops the bed at the end and is broken and devastated, and I'm so happy.
It's so awkward when somebody is begging to.
Yeah. So I don't know what I liked more: Dino winning the car or Tejan not winning the car. My emotions were close either way. So, but so Tejan begs to get tapas and wine, and Dino says nope, which is even better. So, how much is it, Tristan?
So it looks okay. So $40 is like 640 rands, which is expensive. So I would say that's for like 2 people, or like 1.5 people. So I would say maybe
like $30.
Yeah, like $30.
I feel like an escape room would be a really good business, because you kind of just make one investment and then it's just profit from there.
That's it. Yeah.
And it's amazing. Those rooms are designed like so he's got like a shipwreck one, and I actually felt like I was in a ship. It's a room that you go in. They've got like ropes and everything, and they've got lighting on the sides and everything. So it's just they've designed it really well, and it's in a prime spot in Cape Town as well. So it's in the V&A waterfront where lots of tourists go, lots of locals go. I go to the V&A all the time, and I pretend like I'm a tourist, and then Hint Hunt is there, so it's a good spot for him.
Well, there we go. See, Dino, you're selling us a fake bill of goods here, brother. That's all right.
You did say things had been looking up.
Yeah, things have been. So Shane volunteers to go to Outpost. No one cares. But fortunately, Marion gets to go to Outpost, and Marion is happy that Tejan is not getting tapas, which made me happy. And Marion wants Meryl to go next and explains to the viewers that friendship won't buy you a house. And I'm like, whoa! But then Meryl says, I think the full package might be coming after me. And I'm like, whoa, you're right as well. And so while all this is happening, they're away enjoying tapas and wine, Tejan really wants rice. But guess what? He doesn't want rice.
Oh gosh, this is
but guess
a
what?
typical adult tantrum.
But guess what? He goes and eats rice.
I like how it showed him at the end, sneaking off
eating rice because he wanted rice. Tristan, do you have Future Life in your cupboards?
I actually think I do.
Oh, busted!
But it's so old.
I was about to say, I bet it's expired. If there's a date on it.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's great. So,
thanks for reminding me to clean it out.
Felix would rather go after Steffi than Meryl, and Felix is right. Phil doesn't hate the idea. It's just like, all right. And Marion gets a moral dilemma, and it's rice or clue for the idol, and she takes the rice and says at the time, this is probably the wrong move, because if I come back with the rice, they're gonna be like, oh, you got the rice just to make yourself look better. Or if you got the clue for the idol, just like, oh, so there's a no-win situation. So she gets the rice, and no one thanks her.
What do you think was the right decision here?
Rice.
Wrong decision. I would have gone for that idol. I'm sorry.
I would have gone rice.
Would you go rice?
I think I think I might have gone Rice just because, at least if you come back with Rice, people won't think you also have an advantage, because when do you ever get an advantage and Rice?
Like,
and I'm all about not painting a target.
I feel like Marion could have got an idol, could have got the clue and got the idol without too much, without blood on her hands. Because I feel like there's a likability to Marion, and you don't see her as shifty or shady. Whereas if I go to the outpost, I don't have a choice but to come back with the rice.
I think so far in the game, because normally what I say to people in Survivor, especially the latest US seasons with this whole risk your vote or not, in the beginning of the game, it's easy for you to just take risks because you've got a lot of people that you haven't really made solid relationships with. And, if you take the risk and you get something out of it, great for you. But further into the game that you get, I think Marion's position, I see what you mean by if you bring home the rice, it's like, yay, this is what you could have gotten. But at the same time, the viewer in me, I don't know, what I would have done if I was on the island, I would have taken that idol, because I don't know what that is. Is it a clue to what? Is it just a normal idol? What is it? Like what is the writing in there? Because I feel like that could have been big so late in the game.
Yeah.
So were they low on food?
Yes.
They were?
Yeah, they're low on food.
Yeah.
As I said, I don't think, at least from the edit, I don't feel that people look at Marion as shady or shifty. So I think she could have got the idol without repercussions. So, but I think if Phil goes, Phil in a humorous way sticks his foot in his mouth and there are repercussions. I think Dino, I think this is the straw that breaks the camel's back, and they're just like, you know what? One thing too many. This guy's got to go. So I can see it working against Dino. I just feel like of all of, like, Shane, if Shane goes and comes back with I feel like that puts a target on Shane's back. So I feel like right now that Marion is about as bullet Tajon. We're not so Tajon's coming back with rice though because he's hungry.
But Marion's whole argument to get rid of Meryl is about having power. So if Marion comes back with power, she's just made an argument against herself. Yeah. So
no, I think she could have, but I think it was the right move. Yeah. Marion is on no one's radar. I think Marion is on people's radar to win, but I don't think that she's on people's radar as a threat.
She should be, and I feel like they should start looking at her soon, but
I don't want them to.
I don't either. I want her to make it. Yeah.
Who was your winner pick, Karen?
Palissa.
Oh, okay, great.
So mine are very far apart. I've got Seamus, who was like pre-merge, and then I've got Dino, who's like the best. So I'm just.
I wanted to pick Dino, but I want him to do well.
Yeah, we didn't want to jinx Dino.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Felix tells Meryl that the move is against her, and it's Steffi's move, which I don't think it was Steffi's idea, but I think it was smart of Felix to say it was.
Which move was it?
The move against Meryl.
Meryl. I'm sorry.
It was kind of Marion's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Felix put it on Steffi. So Meryl's like, she's happy. She's like, hey, Steffi shot first. Let's go. And we see, there we go. It was Marion's idea. So, but that's not what Felix tells Meryl, which is great. So, Tajon is the swing vote, unfortunately. And so Meryl promises her outsurance reward in exchange for his vote. And, apparently only so we go to tribal, and apparently only Tajon, Meryl, and Steffi are allowed to speak at tribal.
Busy reading this commentary. It's quite big. Did they not clock that Marion could hand Shane her immunity necklace? Seems like she's the only one to do this without a negative consequence, i.e. Brandon, Hans, and Eric.
Yeah, Eric the ice cream scooper. So Yeah, well, I mean, I felt like that was kind of anticlimactic giving it to Shane, but it was
It
fine.
does seem like they didn't
Think about
consider
it.
that though, because they
No.
seemed like, oh, like
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, I think that maybe because obviously like edits we only get certain amount of, obviously.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that I don't know. I was sitting and I was like, Shane needs to leave. I'm tired of him. Like he's just not getting the best edit this season, and I'm just like,
No.
it's time for him to leave. I think, and that's the thing where I also want to build up to say that I felt that they're playing the game very safe. Like between the bullshit alliance and the full package. If I had anything bad to say, was they're playing very safe, and they're not voting Kilani off. They're not voting Shane off. They're not voting Tejan off. They're kind of keeping them around, But there's two ways that you can view Survivor. You can view it as a viewer, which i.e. me and you and Karen, or you can view it as playing the game. If I was in the game, I wouldn't want to just give a good it's double the prize money, 2 million. I would like that 2 million for myself, so I would try and play it a bit safe. But I do feel like after the next tribal, the big moves are going to be made, so I'm excited for that.
I'm ready. So I'm ready for Shane, Killarney, and Tejan. Like I'm ready for 1, 2, 3. Like I want Monday to be one of those. I want Tuesday to be the other. And just one after another, so I can be like just call it the perfect week. So
imagine that being the final 3.
Oh.
No.
Well,
it sounds like it's the final 2 though.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was fun while it lasted, folks. I will not watch again if that's our final 3. All right. So Steffi is voted out. She is not pleased, and she explains that she was a challenge threat with an idol in her bag.
Which means it was the right move.
When Nico came back and he put that triangle thingy on the table, I was like, Steffi's going to play her idol. There's no way she's not going to play it. And they were like, anyone wants to play an idol? And I was waiting for how is Steffi going to say it? Is she going to Nico, or is she just going to stand up and walk? And I was like, I know that Steffi's going to play it. And she just carried on sitting there. And I was like, Play the idol.
Yeah. No. It was good TV. I'm glad everything worked out the way. I mean, I didn't want her to go, but it was the right move at the right time. So
it was probably the best blind. They must have made her feel extremely comfortable.
Yeah.
I can see why she didn't play it, because she thought the Meryl blindside was the go. And that the numbers were there.
Yep. So, and I think she was so self-consumed with the Meryl boot, self-assured, and that she's like, oh, this is so big. Like she just had that tunnel vision that she saw nothing else going on around her. Mm-hmm. So she was just like, man, Meryl's face. Oh, I can't wait. And it's just like, oh, it's going to be yours. So, episode 16, Marion is in self-destruct mode. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
But fortunately, Dino talks her off the ledge and gives her the save the date advantage to show that they're in together, and also explains that he believes that she would be a great ambassador as a winner of season 9 of South African Survivor. I was like, wow.
Do you think that if Marion believes Dino's loyalty is to her, that she will reciprocate that, or you think she'll backstab him?
I think they're together.
Okay. I'm
unsure. Do you think that maybe this could be a winner's edit somewhere between the lines at this point?
Yeah,
I mean, if it is, I'm here for that.
I think this season is set up for a Dino or Marion win. So I think it's set up. Amazing
final 2.
I think it's set up. I think it's set up for a Marion win and a Dino almost. Like I think
Dino out at 3
or 4. So I don't want it, but
this is why I love Survivor. When people ask me why do I like Survivor, it's conversations like this that gives me goosebumps, and I can feel it everywhere through my body. It's like, oh, we're speaking about the winner right here, 2 million rand.
Yep. So we learned that in the divorce of Marion and Meryl, that Marion gets Dino and Meryl gets Tejan. Yuck.
I think Marion came out on top there.
Meryl, give him back. Hang on to that receipt and return him. So Felix is fighting his morals. The statement is followed by, let's blindside Meryl. I'm for Felix. All right. Shane wants Dino to go next. I'm like, shut up, Shane. I mean, where are you coming with this stuff, Shane? Like read the room.
I mean, is he wrong though?
No, but still, read the room.
For sure.
Yeah. So
I've even made a meme. I haven't put it out yet. Thanks for reminding me. The first picture, it has Shane and Marion sitting, and they're busy sharing whatever. And then and Shane says, "We should vote Dino." And then Marion like gives him this look, like, "Hmm." So my meme that I created right at the bottom, Marion's like, "Dante, is that you?"
Right.
Need to post it. It's gonna be
post it. So let's see. Marion is not talking to Meryl, which is I mean, I guess I think Meryl should have tried a little harder to make amends with Marion. Because I feel like Marion has a right to be upset. So I mean, she did fire first with Steffi. But as far as Meryl is concerned, that was Steffi's shot, not Marion's. So
nice.
What's that?
I mean,
and Marion,
yeah, but Marion did still vote for her.
Yeah, but still, I the correct.
But Meryl didn't vote for Marion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so true.
The correct move by Meryl is to attempt to make amends. So, and I don't feel
maybe she did, but I don't know. Well,
I don't know.
Yeah, Marion just thinks she's fake now.
And the humorous, but not purposely humorous moment of the game, Killarney is a couple days behind, and she has a master plan to get rid of Meryl and tell Shane. And Shane goes, "Yeah, that's Dino's plan from 2 days ago." Welcome to the party, Killarney.
And actually, I'm busy reading the comments I see Oded saying I wouldn't try read into the edits of in SA. They don't tell the winner story. They edit it according to what happened that day, which I can say amen for this comment, because this is so true. And I've said this to so many people that watch Survivors. I can see a winner from US Survivor where they kind of like, Marion.
Not season not season 41.
Okay, yeah. Well,
exception. Well, we kept getting the turning it from a lamb to a lion. We kept getting that thrown in our face a few times.
Oh, okay.
Like the later season, I feel like 42 was a giver. Like it was from day one where I was like, "Oh, Marianne is such a good Survivor fan, and I'm gonna keep watching her confessionals and how a super fan carries out their confessionals." And there were so many different things that she said. I was like, wait a minute, and then.
Yeah.
Where Survivor South Africa, I've never seen other than, so I feel like Survivor South Africa season 7, which is Islands of Secrets, Rob Bentley was a clear winner from the beginning. And I feel like there was no way that they could have edited around it to make it look any different. Like Rob was literally the puppet master. He knew everything. Steffi came to him with information. Nicole came to him with information. So he knew where the votes were going. His confessionals was always, like, I know where the votes are going, and I know who's going out. I know who wants me out, but they weren't going to get me out. Other than that, where they can't edit anything different, I feel like they've surprised all of us. I feel like from the last season, Immunity Island, Nicole winning that whole season, I didn't see that at all. But recently, when you go back and you watch the season over again, you can see where they've dropped such small things that you completely missed, because in that episode they focused more on Chappie stealing food, that you didn't care about Nicole's confessional where she said, I want to be the one to go up against Chappie's so that I can make it further. I want to be that bold character that's out there, where she first started off the season saying, I want to tan and to lose weight.
Sweet. So,
Good
let's see. It's finally warm, and of course, Steffi's gone to not show off her bathing suit, so that sucks. It is a peg maze and a color block puzzle, and Marion basically goes from next to last, because of course Killarney's in last, to win immunity, and it's a moment. So, and Nico is here for it. I'm here for it. I think everyone watching this season is here for it. So it's really cool.
Mm-hmm. I definitely thought for sure Dino was winning this, though. I was like, surely Dino knows how to do this puzzle. Apparently.
Yeah, right?
But it's like hard.
Yeah, apparently.
We get used to people who are good at puzzles, like, okay, this is yours.
But that's probably good. It's good he didn't win, I think.
Yes,
otherwise,
yeah.
It would be... People would be looking at him more than I want them to.
Yeah, and he was right there, but Taejon gets credit for being right there, so I feel that throws the target to Taejon next before Dino, hopefully.
Yep.
So, and it's time to figure out what to do, and Meryl has a great idea, and the light bulb goes off. She's going to send Marion back to camp with her travel pass.
I don't understand this because if like she already thinks she has the numbers, it would have been 5-3. So what does sending Marion off even accomplish other than pissing her off more?
She should have just used it for herself.
I feel like the edits aren't showing us something though, because that tribal confused the hell out of me. I feel like someone on the No Bullshit Alliance bullshitted someone somewhere. Yeah. To say that the vote might be Shane, to Marion, to make Marion scared, to tell Meryl that it's not going to be you, it's going to be Marion or Shane, which obviously then Marion with the tribal, she could. I feel like the edits just didn't say something. I don't know. For me, it was a bit fishy. There was something that I don't understand from that episode.
This episode could have been a 90-minute episode. So what I love about South African Survivor is I love 45-minute episodes without commercials. I think it is the only way to watch Survivor forever. Mm-hmm. With the exception, I want the premiere to be 90 minutes, but after that, I want every episode to be 40. That's it. That's enough. Yeah. Like they do a good enough job. This, we needed 15 extra minutes.
Yeah, I feel like that would have really helped.
Yeah. So, and it seems like when they don't show us stuff like that they do a okay job on the follow up on the next episode explaining what we missed. So,
which,
and if that's the case, I was
just about to say as well.
I can live with that.
They like making you feel this way, like especially in South Africa. Now that they've aired it on a Friday, we've got the weekend to speak about it. We're going to be like, oh, why was this move done? Why was it like this? Why was the tribal so different? Where were the votes going? Who said what? It's still keeping Survivor on your mouth. It's still leaving that flavor there. And on social media, in gatherings and everything, they've edited it in a perfect way to make you think like what the actual. But I think on Monday they're going to go like more depth into it. So you're like,
Yeah. Or
that makes more sense too, because if they went too in depth, then tribal wouldn't be as exciting.
It would have been anticlimactic. So, yep, the travel pass goes to Marion. Right before she goes back to camp, she gives her immunity necklace to Shane, and then the votes are read. And Meryl is great here. She is like villainy. Treachery, well done, and she's smiling and she says cheers, and she like we get that like that HD camera or that 4K camera or 8K camera, whatever it is, as they're walking away from tribal. And I mean, we've seen some pretty upset faces, on this walk away shot. And Meryl just has the biggest smile. She was like, that was great. Like, I got to play Survivor, and I went home with an advantage, and they blindsided me, and I could have won. But, oh, no, this is way more fun than winning. And I'm like, all right, congrats. I'm glad it worked out for you.
Did you guys see, I don't know if it was Ponderosa or if it was her exit video or if it was the end of the season video. Maybe someone can drop it in the comments. But she had that 50-50 advantage.
Oh, she flips it.
Like, oh, is it at the end of
it's at the end of the episode. She flips it and it says safe.
She would have been safe, guys.
Well, we don't know that.
Right.
I feel like the Survivor guards were like, you would have been safe.
Okay, maybe.
I think
And that could
well,
have been cool.
did people know about the I know that they didn't know about the 50-50 coin. Did they just think she had a general advantage and not know what it
Marion
was?
knew she had it. She told Marion she had
Yeah.
it.
Okay. So which means everyone would know. Potentially.
I would think so. I think word gets out there.
Oh, yeah. Remember, because Marion tells Dino.
Yeah.
I was thinking that maybe she probably should have played it just so that she got rid of her advantages, because that's a main argument against her. Yes,
Yeah.
her social game is an argument, but it's
No,
when
like
she loses that power, then maybe she's not the biggest target anymore.
No, the morning after the Steffi vote, Marion blows up all of Meryl's stuff. She's just like, she's got this, she's got that. She comes there and she goes, you should have got, the reason I want to get rid of Meryl is because she had all this stuff. Steffi didn't have all that. And Dino was like, well, I wish I had known that, and we probably would have gone along with you, but we didn't know that. And she's like, well, Marion didn't say it was a 50-50. I'm guessing so they wouldn't worried the vote. She just said she had advantage. I think she said 50-50. Maybe she didn't. I felt like she did. So
I don't know.
Anyway, that's it. We are 16 episodes in. So does that mean next week is the end of the season, or?
Yeah. Do you know, Tristan, when the
You think it's
finale is?
is the finale next Thursday?
Yeah, the 25th.
I need to look at a calendar.
Yeah, let's
2 more weeks. 25th. Oh, we have another week. Two
Yeah,
more weeks.
We got like good 2 more weeks.
Okay. So wow, I'm gonna be I will not be joining you guys for the final. We got to record it later.
Okay, I was gonna say I will also have some things going on that day, but I will make time for this.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it like that. Like the either Sunday the 28th or Monday the 29th. We'll do the
Actually,
finale.
that works perfect because I'll be in Cape Town as well. So
Okay.
all three of
And maybe
us.
we can get a special guest.
Yeah. There we go. So yeah, but yeah, because I'm scuba diving with other survivors. The
Oh, who are you
25th.
going with?
That sounds cooler than podcasting with us.
Yeah, Janet from the season between 38 and 40, which I do not address by name.
Okay.
Who else? Mama C,
Okay.
Stephanie Gonzalez,
Oh, okay.
Aaron from the season between 38 and 40. Aaron Meredith looks like a low budget rock.
Wow.
Wow. I worked
You threw me off.
And I think somebody else. So and Omar from Hearts Reality.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So, but I think Dino is trying to come to Hearts Reality this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Say again.
That
Where
would be
reality?
fun.
Hearts of Reality. It's the big reality TV
Yeah.
charity thing. So it's 125 reality stars. So should be fun.
That sounds nice. I'm
So-
crossing fingers. He
Crossing
deserves
fingers.
everything.
All right. So anyone watching this that hasn't seen that hasn't been watching the shows, and you're just like, man, this sounds awesome, you can watch it. I have links available at adfreensfw.com. That's adfreensfw.com. I also have a weekly Q&A show that I do with Matt Bischoff from Survivor Caramoan, and we're also covering Australian Survivor All Stars. We're watching it episodically, week by week, and then we do an after show podcast after each episode, and those come out every Tuesday morning. So for the low budget rock, got to pop. So all that is available at adfreensfw.com. And if you like the podcast, click the subscribe button wherever you're checking it out. If you're watching on YouTube, or if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts, click the subscribe button. Rate us 5 stars and leave a review. You can literally write awesome podcast. That's it. It takes 10 seconds. That helps. You don't have to give us 5 stars. If you give us 1 star thinking you're doing some damage, you're really not. You're just affecting the algorithm so we show up more. So you can do 1 star, but why do that? give us 5 stars, be nice, write great podcasts. It all helps. And yeah, become a patron. Try it for 1 month. If you don't like it, I will send your money back. No one is held hostage. You get added to the secret Facebook group. And I guess I should mention we're about to start our fantasy football league, and so you have to be a patron to be in the league. So become a patron. The winner gets a championship belt for winning the fantasy football league, and the loser gets a coffee mug with a picture of my balls on it. I'm not kidding.
Can I be the loser?
People have tried to lose on purpose.
I want to play just so I can get the ball mug.
See,
That's what I was
the ball mug is very coveted.
You can imagine that the first thing in the morning, your first cup of coffee.
Oh yeah, there's Johnny's balls. They're manscaped, obviously. So with that, become a patron now at adfreeNSFW.com. Thank you, Tristan. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, viewers and listeners. You guys are awesome, and thank you, Survivor South Africa, for making a good season. And with that, we'll see you next week. And for more reality NSFW content, visit adfreeNSFW.com.